From Nashville, Tennessee, Inside the Noize Podcast with your host, Jenna Hydeman. Here's Jenna.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I reckon. I got my Ninja Turtles.
I hope we... Oh, mine says Austin, Texas.
Hey.
I drink my coffee through a straw so my teeth stay white.
I should do that, but I don't.
Amber taught me that when I was in Texas and I stuck.
I have between the whiskey, sweet tea, and everything else. My teeth are screwed, so.
I know. I try to drink wine through a straw too, but that's not a good idea. You drink it too fast. Okay. Welcome to Inside the Noize Quarantine Edition. We're doing this over Skype, and I have Adam Byrnes coming live from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm in Edmond, Oklahoma right now.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do 73 questions Vogue style. It's going to be like rapid fire, and you're just going to answer them as we go down.
I might better get some more coffee and get my witty on instead of my tired on.
Yes, you better. Okay. They'll start out easy. Some are hard. Some are like yes or no. Okay. Question 1. How do you start your day?
Cup of coffee or a poop, whichever one happens.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How do you like your coffee?
So if I'm here at the house, I put some milk in it, and then I got my little fancy French vanilla and hazelnut syrups, and I mixed the two.
Okay. All right. Fancy. I drink mine with collagen powder in it. It helps your skin and hair.
It helps you what?
It helps with your skin and your hair. It's like this, and I have vanilla powder in it today with hazelnut coffee.
Yeah, mine just gets me awake. That's all I need it to do. But at least it's sugar free, so I'll try not to.
That's kind of healthy. That's a good start. Okay, so what's your schedule like during the quarantine? Like, what's your days like?
Well, Lane's a nurse, so help her get out the door and to work without her going insane. And sit around. I've played 4 games of Madden this morning already.
Did you play with other people or by yourself?
Oh, no, that internet stuff. I end up cussing out little 5-year-olds and stuff. It ain't good. I was kidding. I don't know, man. I've done the internet thing, but I just I got like a dynasty going where I'm like me, myself playing as a player. So that's my thing. But no, I mean, outside of that, though, I have tried to write a little bit. We've done some of these online concerts, and I'm still on the phone a lot doing business side. We're trying to figure out shows if they're going to happen, if they're not going to happen. So, it's as much as it sucks being stuck in one place, there's still a lot going on behind the scenes trying to keep us alive.
Yes, true. It's kind of a nice catch-up time in a weird way. To catch up on everything that you probably let slip through the cracks. But
I did watch Batman yesterday.
Ooh.
That was the highlight of the day.
I was watching Batman. I am unable to sleep because I feel like I don't do a lot during the day. And then I'm waking up at 3 a.m, ready for my next day. And there's nothing to do.
Yeah, I trying to hold down the fort. Lane gets home and she's been pretty distraught, just with everything she's seeing being a nurse. And so there's a lot to kind of take in there, and then finally get to bed. That's my thing, is when I'm not on the road, I'm an early bird. It is nothing for me to be toes up at 8 or 9 o'clock at night and happy about it. And so I'm pretty sure I fell asleep about that early every night.
You're like an old man.
I'm telling you, when I'm not on the road, if I'm up at 5 or 6 in the morning, tickled to death.
Okay, what's your favorite time of day? Morning, afternoon, night?
I don't know that I necessarily have a favorite. I like it when the sun's up, So
okay.
It's for being a musician, I'm not a night owl. My idea of if we're gonna go out and bar hop is let's day drink. As soon as the sun's down, I'm like, all right, deuces.
You're out. Okay. What's your go to bed ritual? Your bedtime ritual? You got a skincare routine?
No. Brush the old chompers and lay down and probably throw on something on the Hulu or the Netflix till I pass out.
Okay. Where's your hometown?
Sherwood, Arkansas.
Big city or small town kind of guy?
Oh, definitely small town. Nashville was too big for me, and it wasn't even that big compared to some of these places I've had to go to. Heck, Little Rock was too big for me.
Where do you see yourself settling down? What state, town?
I always thought I'd be back in Arkansas, but I really don't know. Once I got to Texas, I thought I'd definitely be somewhere there. But now, being with a Oklahoma girl, I'm not too sure that I'm gonna have a say so in this thing. So I don't know. The possibilities are endless, but I'd love to be somewhere like a lake house or something like that. Like we've actually got a lake house that I kind of inherit at some point. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be it at the end of the day. Who knows?
Okay, what's your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness. Little kids at the merch table. You want free shit from me? Just send up a cute little kid.
My favorite is little kids at like your guys' shows in Texas with their little cowboy hats and their little Wranglers.
I'm like, take all my money.
Just take it all. What's your biggest strength?
Strength. That's a good question. I don't know if I can come up with that right off my head. I'd like to say the ability to be level-headed in stressful situations, but I know damn well that I'm not. So, I guess being a singer, that's an easy answer.
There you go.
My voice. There we go.
Okay. What's the biggest learning experience you've had? That's a big question.
Oh man, it's one of them where I don't know if I can say the biggest, but I guess since we're talking music, let's just go that route. For me, just learning the business the hard way. A lot of cats come in and they just want to be a singer, they want to be an artist, they want to be a songwriter, but they don't realize what all goes into that. And so, I would say just after 2 bad record deals, I've learned that I don't want a third one that's going to be bad. Just the business smarts, that kind of stuff. Just, stuff that I wish I could go back to 19-year-old me and probably save myself a lot of heartache when I started this.
Yeah. Okay, what's your idea of a perfect date?
A perfect date? Sitting out, grilling up steaks and watching a movie and not having to leave the house.
So you're enjoying the quarantine.
I'm telling you, this is like a week off. There's going to be a point where I'm going to go stir crazy, but
yeah,
that's like, with me and Lane, I have a weekend off. And she's like, okay, let's go out and do this and this and this. And I'm like, let's put it this way. How about we go hang out at the doctor's office on Saturday night when you're done? That's what going out on a Saturday's like for me. It's like, I am a total homebody, especially if I got a backyard and a grill.
Done. You're not leaving.
Bonfire pit. Ain't happening.
Some s'mores.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're on question 13, so we're getting there.
Hey, my ADD, when you said rapid fire quick, I was like, good luck.
What is something you notice about someone when you first meet them?
Are you talking like an attraction thing or just in general?
I guess, or just in general.
Attraction thing, it's usually eyes and smile. Here, we can split it up in 2 categories.
Okay.
And then being in this business, this is going to be such a jaded answer, but I'm usually like trying to read them like, are you full of shit? Are you a good person? Or are you like, who are you? So I'm usually kind of like trying to read their persona and see like, who are you and what are you trying to do?
What they're all about. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one vice you wish you could give up?
I've never, I used to would like drink a lot and stuff, and even at shows, I hardly drink anymore. I guess my worst vice I have now is the amount of coffee I drink, but when I put that in the level of vices you could have, it doesn't seem that bad. So I don't know.
Okay, that's good.
I've gotten pretty good about going, well, that's stupid. I guess I shouldn't do that.
You're growing up. What's a cause that's important to you?
Oh, you cut out on me there. What was that one?
What's a cause that's important to you?
Something like a charity kind of thing, or just?
I guess so, yeah.
One I do every year is St. Jude. I got involved with it in the first year that I lived in Nashville. I went to Blytheville, Arkansas, and did a radio telethon, and it just opened my eyes to what's going on there and what they're doing. And I've lost so many family members to cancer. I'm a late in life kid, and so I watched my uncle pass away at our house when I was 7 or 8 years old because of that, and so many other people. So I'm big in trying to figure out how to knock out this cancer crap because it's evil and it needs to die.
Yes. Okay. Sweet or savory?
Do what? Dang it, it keeps cutting out. It's cutting
Oh,
out.
no.
It's cutting out.
Sweet or savory?
There we go. Oh, sweet all day.
Sweet. Wine, whiskey, or beer?
Whiskey and beer is like a hard tie for first place, and wine somewhere way down there below.
Way down.
I mean, I'll drink it, but like, if you hand me some, I'm just kind of like, anything else?
I love wine.
I guess for healthy's sake, I should probably stick to wine, but
maybe, or maybe like a White Claws.
You know, I'm trying to remember. I think I might have finally taken a sip of one of those, but I was already hammered, so I don't really remember what it tasted like.
So you're like, this is pretty good.
I don't know. Who knows? See, that's my thing. I want my liquor. I need like hard, like whiskey. I need it to just taste terrible. That way, when it starts not tasting bad, I'm like, maybe I need to slow down.
It's time to stop.
It's called balance.
What song can you listen to on repeat?
Oh man, anything George Strait and Keith Whitley. Well, right now it's my song because that's what I'm doing to boost my Spotify stream. So it's literally just.
Which song of yours?
I always do it whatever song's out right now. So since Flowers was the latest release, it's on there. But
You just have it in the background right now.
no, it's on pause now because I figured it was gonna try to play over it. But.
Okay, that's funny. What is one thing most people don't know about you?
Believe it or not, I'm actually extremely shy. I don't know what it is when I step on stage or off stage or put on this, artist face. I can fake it, but I mean, I remember back when I first started my radio tours, they were like, "Dude, you got to talk to people." I was like,
That's me. Like in public, I'm like, no, can't talk to anyone. What are 3 things you can't live without?
Oh man, I don't know, because normally I'd have some answers that wouldn't sound so or ideal, but now with this quarantine, it starts making you rethink things. Steak, country music.
Okay.
I'm trying to think vital and not stupid here, because like the funny, like real part of me wants to say football, but that's not really that vital right now.
There's no football going to be happening right now.
Don't say something like that. Positive vibes.
At least it's not a football season.
This is true. See, I'm not a huge baseball guy, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not missing much. Now, missing the basketball tournaments is driving me freaking nuts. But
I'm really upset that we're missing one shining moment.
oh, I know.
I love one shining moment.
But third thing, I got to think about this. So she'll probably watch this after. Let me say Lang.
What? Oh.
Because I might get in trouble if I don't say her.
That's cute.
Let's say her and family. How about that? Her
Okay.
and family.
That's
Yeah,
fair. Aw.
All he does is sleep. He's so lazy.
He's probably confused why you're home all the time.
I think he is. He's like, will you go away?
He's tired of you. It's my nap time. Okay, we're on question 21. Window or aisle seat?
Oh, you cut out on me again.
Window or aisle seat?
Window all day.
Window. What's your current TV or Netflix obsession?
Well, Lang just showed me Yellowstone, and holy crap, where's that been my whole life?
Yellowstone's amazing. You need to get one of your songs in Yellowstone.
I am all for some of that.
What's your favorite movie from the 90s?
Movie from the 90s. Okay, there's a 3-way tie there.
Okay.
Pure Country.
I just watched it for the first time last week.
Did you? That's one thing I'm so mad about is my DVD of that is back in Texas, and I'm like, ah. Actually, all 3 of these DVDs are back in Texas, so I'm stressed. But Pure Country, 8 Seconds, and Billy Madison.
Okay, I haven't seen 8 Seconds for Billy Madison.
You haven't seen 8 Seconds? Whoa.
Mm-mm. I need to watch it, I guess.
Yeah, 8 Seconds is the story about Lane Frost, the bull rider.
Ooh, okay, yes, I do need to watch that.
And Billy Madison, I want to say it was his first, but it's like the first Adam Sandler movie. And it was a ritual on my birthday. Every year we had to watch it. Totally. It's so stupid. It is one of the dumbest movies ever, and it's amazing.
Okay. I can watch that. I have a lot of time on my hands right now, so I'll watch both of those.
There you go.
How would you define yourself in 3 words?
3 words. Man, you're making me think some deep stuff.
We have some easy and hard.
Genuine. Overly transparent to a fault. And I hear this a lot from some people, so I guess stubborn.
Okay. Didn't want to admit that one, but okay.
Guess that's where that Taurus thing kicks in.
What is inspiring in your life right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little deep here, but I need to be careful. I'm not sure how much facts they want out, but I keep saying last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? But Lang's father was rushed to the hospital with a massive heart attack, and we were told that night that we'd be lucky if within 4 to 5 days he wakes up at all, and that his chances of survival were nothing. And he actually got sent home here just a few days ago.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, I mean, he's got a long road to recovery, but that's one thing I've said on these videos here this week, especially this whole Corona thing, is, man, don't tell me prayer doesn't work, because I've seen it work a miracle. I mean, the doctors flat out said they've never seen something like this in their lifetime. They'll probably never see it again. So miracles do happen, and I've witnessed one, and that has been a very life-changing thing for me, I guess I should say.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good time to be inspired, too.
It really is, and I'll tell you, I know a lot of people are really stressed and a lot upset, but I don't know. There may be a point where I hit the freak out button, but I'm telling you, seeing what I saw last week has kept me calm through this whole thing, and it's really unreal what I don't know. I can't put words to it.
Dang. Okay. Switching up, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, man. How much time we got? I'm trying to think like little stuff. Like, let's break it to a little 2-category thing. Like, little stuff is like leaving dirty stuff out. Like,
does Lang do that?
Like, no, she's pretty good at, like, we're both bad about, like, we'll be lazy at 1 minute and then we're like OCD about it. Sometimes we're on different pages. Like, we're exactly the same. But I guess the biggest one when it comes to that is like not scrubbing stuff out of the plate and the bowls before you put it in the dishwasher. I'm like, ugh, it's going to be caked on when I get it out. But as far as like deep stuff, it's just being lied to. Like, it's so easy just to tell the truth no matter how bad something is. So like, that's one thing I just can't stand, is being lied to.
Okay. What's heavily played on your playlist right now?
Me.
I'm on repeat, remember?
I've gotten to where I'll listen to music and stuff, when I'm driving, but considering music is what I do, I kind of try to get away from it at some points. If I feel like I need to listen to something to get inspired or whatever, I'll listen to a bunch of different artists to try to get song ideas. And actually, John's been on that playlist for me for a little bit. Listen to a lot of like Randall and Kojo and just cats that are doing the same kind of music I'm doing, just to kind of spark my brain a little bit. But for the most part, I've kind of gotten into, I don't want to say like I'm a podcast guy. It's all Arkansas Razorback oriented, but I started listening to like all these different podcasts and stuff covering Arkansas sports and like Dallas Cowboys and stuff lately, just because I never realized it was there, and I just found it recently, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So yeah, there's one that goes through and they're talking to like a bunch of legendary players that played at different times or coaches and this and that. And so like, I'm hearing stories about, stuff growing up I didn't know about, that kind of deal.
That's cool. The podcast world's so cool. I listen to like it all the time in the morning as background noise.
Yeah.
I catch up on my pop culture that way. The Jonas Brothers, Bachelor.
I've gotten to where I realize when I'm really tired driving, it helps me more than music, because I've gotten where like music doesn't keep me up, but like having to stay tuned, like, what's he gonna say next does.
What's your favorite board game?
Gotta take a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle timeout. Man, I haven't played board games since I was a little kid, but
what's wrong with you?
I just don't have any. Now I'm terrible about playing video games on my phone. Now, if you want to go that route, I've downloaded like 6 during this quarantine.
What'd you download?
Okay, I don't know what the name of this thing is, but you shoot like, the old school cannonballs. at castles and try to knock them down. It's like Angry Birds, but so much more gratifying.
Right.
Huh?
All right. What's your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure, ice cream.
Mine too. What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
So if I'm able to go back to Arkansas and get it, there's a company called Yarnell's. And just their straight up, right down the middle of the road vanilla is the greatest ice cream ever. And there's a place called Purple Cow back home that makes purple milkshakes with it.
Ooh.
But
what's the purple?
If I'm just out and about, it's just vanilla flavor, but for some reason the purple makes you think that it's the best thing ever. But if I'm just like Sonic or around here having to get some average stuff, chocolate chip cookie dough all day.
Oh, yes. I've been really into Talenti, like the gelato.
I hadn't tried that stuff.
You need to.
Better for you?
I don't think so, but it's just really good.
Sure.
They have a cookie dough one that's bomb.
I'm going to try it.
Bomb.
Go raid Walmart again.
What?
Go raid the Walmart again.
They're getting, like, ice cream starting to be a slim pickings. It's on my weekly list. People are now buying it all.
Hands down, and this isn't just cliche because it's my dad, but my dad's homemade vanilla ice cream is the best ice cream I've ever tried, and anyone I've ever had have it is like, okay, yeah, I'm a believer.
I'm not a big. I guess like that's more of a Southern thing to make ice cream, maybe.
I don't know. It's my mom and dad. Of course, my mom's like, well, I mix it up and I never get credit. So there you go, Mama. You have the recipe, and Dad does the churning.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite holiday?
So two-way tie here, and it's the polar opposites of each other.
Okay.
Christmas, because I'm still a 5-year-old. And I don't know why, but I weirdly, freakishly love Halloween.
I knew you were going to say that.
And
I don't know why.
It's not for the trick-or-treating. Like, I love scary stuff. Like, sometime around August and September, I start getting glued to, like, Ghost Adventures and Paranormal and all this weird stuff that any other time of the year I watch and I laugh at. But for, like, a month and a half span, I'm like, this shit's real.
Oh, my gosh. People are really into scary movies right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to watch scary movies right now unless I'm doing it for, like, game film or something, you know.
If you could, wait, next what? We're on 30. We're almost halfway there. If you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
I don't know. Like, it is because, you know, music always drives me and stuff. So I've always thought, like, what's it like to actually be George Strait or something? But
yeah,
it's gonna sound really dumb to say, but no one. I really enjoy the opportunities I've been given. You know, obviously, I'd love for my career to be way bigger and stuff than it is, but I don't know. Like, I truly enjoy my life, and I wouldn't really want to trade this with anybody.
That's nice. Unless
I get another 10, 15 years down the road and I'm still broke as a joke, then I might want to trade with somebody. But
then you might be wanting to trade with George Strait. What's one thing you wish you could tell yourself at 19?
Not to lose, like, who I am as a person, but to not trust people so easily and just be more protective of yourself. You know, part of what led me to some bad business decisions and stuff were because I just trusted everyone and looked at everybody as a good person until they showed me they were bad instead of the other way around. I've kind of started learning to go, okay, show me you're good, and then I'll believe it instead. I wish I would have had a little bit more of that when I was younger.
What's something you can't do? Like, I can't sing.
Well, I could not be a nurse or work in the medical field because Lang will try to, like, have one of them doctor shows, and it shows, like, guts and insides and surgery, and I about puke. So that would be
something you can't do. What's
like
one
when we have kids and they're puking in the bathroom and stuff? Like, sorry, I'm out.
I'm not handling that. What's one city you've always dreamed of traveling to?
Oh man, you know, doing what I do, I've kind of gotten to see just almost everywhere that I've ever wanted to go to. I've never been one of them that truly cared about, like, going to another country, but I guess since I've seen almost everywhere in this country now, for some reason Australia sounds awesome, and I don't know what town. I really just want to. I've heard that the koalas eat the eucalyptus and get blazed and fall out of the trees. And
What?
I just kind of want to do that. I don't know if it's real or not. They may have just been yanking my chain, but I've heard that the koala bears eat the eucalyptus and fall out of trees, and I think that would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that'd be cool. I'm into it. If you're in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or comforted?
Both. It just depends on what point of the bad mood.
Okay. Best vacation you've ever taken?
Oh, man. I haven't really had any true vacations in my adulthood, because usually a vacation means I got to go play a show to go there. But
Yep.
I think the ones that stick out the most were as a kid. And I think it ends up being a part of, like, why I think I am the way I am musically. But we used to go to Cheyenne Frontier Days every summer as a little kid.
I want to go.
And, man, it's amazing. And I think that's what really turned me on to, like, the cowboy culture and the Western culture and just that style of music. And so I haven't gotten to actually go to it in years. And last summer, me and Curtis Grimes were on tour together, and we're heading up to Montana. And I realized we were going right through Cheyenne during Frontier Days. And we were like 2 hours out, and I was like,
We're stopping.
bro. And so we made a few phone calls, and we got some guys to get us in the gates and stuff at the park. And we went, and I kind of got, I didn't get to have the full experience, but I got to go see all that. Just a little bit, kind of a reminder of as it was when I was a kid. So that was always my favorite thing to do. I look forward to every year as a kid growing up.
That's cool. I really want to go to those.
It's amazing. You need to.
I want to go to Wyoming. I've never been.
We're going in the end of July. Actually, the week after Frontier Days, we're going back to Wyoming.
Where are you going?
Is it Bighorn? I want to say is the town. It's a fair we're playing out up there. Me and Jake Worthington.
Ooh, okay. That'll be good.
Like way north. Like Cheyenne's kind of southeast. This is like way northwest.
Way up there. I was going to go to Colorado. I still might at the end of May and go see John at the Grizzly Rose. And then
that place is so awesome.
There's a train that goes to Jackson Hole, and there's a $1 Million Cowboy Festival on Sunday. And I want to take the train and go and then train back to Denver.
Man, I'll tell you what, if you're able to tour any part of that in the summer, it's amazing. Like us, we went up to Montana, and part of the deal with it, what you do up there is, like, for the first 2 or 3 days you're there, the guy that does all the booking takes you around and takes you hiking and floating and fishing and all that. And, like, we literally, I'm a wuss when it comes to cold water. I grew up in a pool and a lake in Arkansas, and just, until it got like bath water, I'm like, I'm out. But we jumped into one of these dump offs where there's a huge waterfall where all the melted snow is falling in, and it's kind of natural alkaline water. And we all jumped in this, like, freezing. I mean, I think it had to have been, like, what did they say? It was maybe in the 40s degree water. And I mean, you talk about shocking your body back in the system. It was.
Whew.
I'm not too sure I want to do it again, but it was cool to say that I did one time.
Oh, maybe do it one time, and then I'd probably have enough.
Yeah. Curtis is freaking superhuman. He's out there just wading in it and just laying in it. I'm like, dude, I can't feel my legs.
You're like, get me out and get me a towel.
I really, at one point, I was like, I don't think my body's locking up. Y'all gotta help me. But it was amazing how good your body felt when you got out. I was like, okay, I get it.
I need to try that, like an ice bath, basically. What's your favorite food?
Steak is my favorite, but I'm pretty sure I was Mexican in another life, because I swear I eat tacos or some sort of Mexican food at least like 3 times a week.
Me too. We went and got takeout queso the other day because we needed cheese and queso and Mexican food.
And speaking of, I got so much heck when I got to Texas for calling it cheese dip. And then I finally found out that my home state of Arkansas invented it, and it's called cheese dip. So
it's called queso.
It's cheese dip.
It's queso.
Cheese dip. Look it up. Arkansas invented it.
Cheese dip is what the white people call it. Okay. What's your favorite snack?
Weirdly, I'm not a huge snacker. I pretty much, in fact, that's why I knew better than putting, like, quarantine food in this house was a bad idea, because I've been, like, munching on chips and Cheez-Its and all this stuff. But I guess if I had to pick anything, I'd say beef jerky, but I don't really eat a whole lot of snacks.
Okay. What's the movie that made you cry? The last movie that made you cry?
Man, we did watch something like last week that kind of made me like kind of get my feels, and I can't think of what the heck it was. Man, what was that? I'm terrible with movies. Like, I can remember songs and lyrics and artists and all that from when I was 3 years old, but ask me movie titles and I'm out. But I know we watched something last week kind of got to me, and I can't think of what the heck it was called.
Okay. What's your favorite fast food order?
Well, it's either Taco Bell, which I'll do. Taco Bell's my crack. Like on Sundays when I get off the road, and I can easily go spend like $20 at Taco Bell for myself, and it's nothing.
I can't remember the last time I had Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, get Nacho Bell Grande, and then that cheesy gordita crunch meal with soft tacos. Then you got to throw a nacho taco, or not nacho, like the Dorito nacho taco in there, and then like a 5-layer burrito.
You're out of control.
There's a reason I try to work out and I still stay chubby.
It's all the Taco Bell. Okay, question 41. We're getting there. What do you usually eat for dinner?
Man, when I'm home, I try to like cook and do the clean thing. So like it's usually some concoction of chicken and veggies or fajitas or steaks.
Steaks. I've eaten so much chicken this past week. I'm over chicken.
That's the thing. I think Lane's starting to get like I can live off. I just got used to like when you're out on the road, we don't have a choice but to eat out every meal.
Right.
And so when I'm at home, I cook, and she literally the other day she's like, "I'm not eating chicken. Like, figure something else out."
That's what I did last night. I was like, I'm not eating chicken again. I'm over it. I've had it 4 days, 5, 6 days in a row. Chicken's like the only thing I can cook, though. I can't cook other food well.
Right. Well, I made the mistake of right before all the hoarding went down. I was trying to stock up on some stuff to put in the freezer, and I saw these cheap ribeyes, and I was like, I'm going to regret this because they're cheap. And then, of course, I cooked them, and they were like that thin. And I was like, so we had ribeyes last night, but I was like,
not good.
This was very sad.
Very sad. Okay. Do you like surprises?
Situational.
Okay. What kind of music or what artist do you turn on when you're sad? Like if you want sad music.
Usually Keith Whitley or Haggard. I know that's so cliche for a guy like me, but that's exactly what I go to. Or Daryl Singletary.
What did you want to do with your life at age 12? Like, what did you want to be when you were 12?
I've wanted to be a singer since I was 3, so there's never been any other option.
Aw. When are you the most inspired?
Man, it's so weird for me because I'm not one of them that just usually gets song ideas and stuff just randomly anymore. Usually it's something that triggers it. So it could be going through something that makes me sad, and I just it's literally like I'm a shrink. Like I literally I deal with whatever's going through me with writing like at the time. So I guess life experiences would be the correct answer there.
Okay. What's the best advice you've gotten from someone in the music industry?
I'm going to direct back to Daryl Singletary, and it was the day that he looked me up and down when I had grown my hair out and changed how I dressed and did all this crap trying to chase Nashville, when he just flat out looked me up and down and went, "What the hell are you doing, boy?" And he pretty much straight up told me, he goes, "You're one of the last few that gave me hope for traditional country music, so stop this shit and get back to what you're doing." And that was literally the turning point where I went, why am I chasing? Chasing's not getting me any better than where I was, so let's go back to being me.
Who is the biggest, most famous person in your phone that you could call right now and they'd hang out with you? Like, not maybe right now, but like on a normal day.
I guess. I don't know. It's funny because I'm starting to realize some of my buddies are kind of big deals, and I don't look at them that way, but I'd say probably Chris Young or Dylan Scott.
Okay. That they would actually hang out with you.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous phone number you have in your phone? Like that you wouldn't call to hang out with, but you just have their number.
Trying to think if there is any like that. I've got like some athletes and stuff, but they're all like buddies, so I would call them. I don't know. There were times early in my career where I'd meet something and get a number, and I was scared to death to call them. But I'm just one of them that's like, okay, if I don't talk to you, I'll delete you. So
Okay.
I don't know that I really got one.
All right. Okay. So this next question: 3 words to describe Trent Willmon.
Trent Willmon. The definition of a badass, if you look one up in the dictionary. Humble, and this is more than a word, but just one of the greatest human beings that I've ever met in my entire life.
Very nice. If your life was a song title, what would it be?
Chaos.
Just chaos. Okay. Which song are you most excited to release this year? Because you're putting out new music.
I think out of all of them on this new record, it's probably going to have to be Signs. I kind of say this every time I play this song, but it's one of them that I knew the day we wrote it, it was a powerful song. I've watched the reaction from people, but I wrote that song in probably 2000 and somewhere between 2010 2012.
Oh, gosh.
And
a while ago.
For some reason, it just never made any projects. It was always kind of too country or something. And so to know that it made this record and just the response that I get from people when they hear it, I don't know that I've ever been so anxious to get a certain song out as that one.
That's exciting. How do you define success in the music industry?
Small goals. I'm like everybody when you're a kid. Oh, I'm going to be a star. We're going to sell out arenas and all that. And like for me, I don't even know that I care to ever be at that point anymore. If I can make a living doing this, but you got to set realistic goals, because if not, you'll have a hard time reaching them. And I mean, you'll reach a point of depression. I kind of got there again. We had so much success with beer bucket lists so fast. And then when I can give you one, it didn't seem like it happened as quick. And I mean, I kind of hit another little dark period. So it's setting realistic goals and just getting them one at a time and just being happy with success as it goes.
What venue do you dream of playing of one day?
Oh, man. There's a couple on there. Obviously, the Ryman. I mean, that's just one of them that you always look at. Not necessarily to play like it on the Grand Ole Opry, but just the Ryman stage in general. But I've always wanted to play Bucks, Crystal Palace in California. I've always wanted to do Billy Bob's here in Texas. I think one, and it's just because it's a personal goal. It's not that there's any meaning for anybody else behind it, but I went to so many concerts growing up. They've changed the name on it again, so I'm just going to call it the Arena in Little Rock.
Right.
So that's the one I grew up going to, seeing George and seeing all the people. But, I've always wanted to be able to finally perform like a true, legit concert there. I mean, I've gotten to sing there before, but not like a true, like, here's tickets concert.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hometown show, kind of.
That's probably out of all of them, just because there'd be gratification for the place I grew up watching.
That'd be cool. If you could join a tour tomorrow, like, what tour would you want to hop on? Or who would you want to hop on tour with?
For the legacy, and because he's my hero, George Strait. But man, there's so many buddies I'd love a chance to tour with if I got the chance. I mean, I'd love to be able to go out with Chris sometime, like Justin Moore, who's an Arkansas guy. I've done dates with Joe Nichols, so I mean that's kind of done. But I'd love to do a full-blown tour with him. But I think the coolest thing could be is like a bunch of us Texas cats that are on the rise. If we could like do an actual like tour, like package deal, all of us together kind of thing. Like I think that'd be one of the coolest things out there.
I'd go. Who is someone in the music industry that everyone should be following or listening to right now? Let's just say the Texas scene.
Man, there's several. I would feel terrible if I didn't name like several here. I mean, Curtis Grimes has been around for a while, but I love what he's doing, the direction, going a little more Christian route. A lot of cats are talking about Randall King. Man, I'm a big fan of what he's doing and the fact that he's getting more people to pay attention to country. But my overall favorite guy right now that may not have the name is Jake Worthington.
Mm-hmm.
That kid is someone that I got my eyes on back before I moved to Texas. I've gotten the pleasure of knowing him and writing with him and stuff now. And that kid is just what I'm not even going to call it traditional country. That kid is what country music is supposed to sound like. You know, I'm not going to get mouthy and say what I feel about all this pop country stuff, but I get so sick of having to say traditional country because it's country music, and that boy gives me pride and lets me know that there's people like me still out there.
Cool. What's your favorite place in Texas?
Man, I can tell you parts I hate, but we won't go there. I don't know that I have a favorite. Like, what I love about Texas is that you literally have every type of scene in one place, you know, without being just up in the north where it's freezing. I mean, you want desert, head west. You want rivers and just amazing weather, head down to New Braunfels and San Antonio. You know, you want Cowtown and that cowboy culture, you go to Fort Worth. You know, I love that there's a little bit of it all, but I definitely fell in love with New Braunfels the few times I was down there. But it's one of the things of, if I lived there, would I love it, or is it just a good place to visit? So I don't know.
Okay, what's been the most memorable show you've played this year?
Oh man, this year would probably have to be. There's a lot of factors of why, but I think that show that we all did at what was the one that you came to that we did with John?
Oh, at Floors.
Floors.
That was fun.
For a lot of reasons, you know, that was kind of the last show I had with my band that's been with me for a while. I was kind of going through a little bit of that depression and funk because things weren't kicking back into, you know, I had to go 8 months without putting out music and basically start all over. And so things weren't happening necessarily as fast as I wanted it to. And for some reason, that was the show that seems like everything kicked back in the gear just between the fan base. That was the show that I think me and John really hit it off on. And I don't know, there were just a lot of pieces of the puzzle seemed to fall into place that night. And it was a big wake-up call for me.
I need to come down there more.
You should.
I need to come to more venues.
Green Hall was, man, you missed Green Hall. That was a fun one.
I did. I had just been there like the 2 weeks before, so it was hard for me to come back down for that.
Yeah.
But I need to come to Green. I haven't seen John at Green Hall yet, so I haven't been to Green Hall in years.
Yeah.
But
well, you know what? I'll tell you what, too. There was one other one I'm going to throw in this category, but, you know, for a guy like me, you know, there are a lot of nights where if you're the headliner, you're not playing to a lot of people, or you're not playing to people that pay attention. But not somewhere around then when we did that whole run with John, we went out to Lubbock and played. And the place it wasn't a sellout by any means, but it was like packed. And I had kind of asked the venue owners at the end of the night, you know, like, man, is this just a time of year thing? Like, you know, what was the deal? And they're like, no, man, everybody came here for you. This was your crowd tonight. And so that was one of the moments.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. What do you usually pack when you hit the road for shows? Like, what are like a few things that you always have to have with you?
You always bring a swimsuit no matter what time of year, because you never know when a hot tub or a swimming pool is going to be in the equation. It's so weird for me because if I'm not going on tour or on stage, I could not give two shits about what I'm wearing or how I look. But when I'm on stage, I turn into a girl. So I've definitely got like a pair of show jeans and a spare pair of show jeans and a spare shirt for every show. Because I'm an idiot. I'm the one that would go eat tacos and spill salsa all over my dang shirt or something.
You need a second one.
I've always got like 2 pair of like show clothes for each day that we're gone. But depending on if it's winter or summer, I've always got like workout shorts or comfy workout pants to like travel in and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, get some good old sweatpants.
And I always try to have like some muck boots or some kind of like redneck get muddy stuff, because for some reason I always find myself into outdoor like 4-wheeler off-road situation.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you listen to music on Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon? Or like what streaming service do you use?
I personally use Spotify just because that's what I've always had, but I try to keep tabs on, you know, being a musician, you need to kind of have your ear on all of it, but Spotify's been my main go-to.
What's your favorite social media app?
To be honest, I hate all of it. I wish we were still. Man, I love the fact that I can interact with fans, but I hate how much it's turned musicians into like, look at me, here's how I'm dressed, here's what I'm doing. It's taken the focus away from the music and put it on to just a bunch of, sorry mom, but to a bunch of absolute bullshit. So I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick one, I guess Facebook, just because I'm in that generation of like where you had to be in college to even be on it back in the day when it first came out. And so I've just been with Facebook. You're
dating yourself now.
Man, I am. I mean, I was on Facebook when everybody couldn't be. So, and that's just because I can keep tabs, away from the artist side. I like the fact that I can keep up with friends back home and that kind of stuff. I mean, the only time I really pay attention to Twitter is sports season.
Yeah, I'm not a big Twitter person.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people pay attention to Instagram, so I find myself watching that more. But
yeah, I'm on Instagram most of the time.
I got one of them TikTok things, and I think that is the absolute dumbest damn. Why?
I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm afraid that I'm going to get so bored during this that I'm going to.
I don't know. I just get sick of looking. It's so weird because I don't follow it, but it's like all I see is just half-naked chicks like trying to do stuff, and I'm like, why is this on my feed? Like, I don't want to see this.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know. Too much garbage in the world, man. Maybe this quarantine thing was Jesus trying to tell us to get right again. I don't know. I just don't think people need to know what I'm having for dinner on Thursday. It's like.
Maybe, like, I'm curious. No, I'm just kidding. Steak, chicken.
I find myself posting stuff like, I don't feel like people need to know this, but let's
Here
stay relevant.
Okay, what's your favorite season?
Man, I was always a summer guy, but then I moved to Texas to where it feels like Satan's breathing on your neck. And so I don't know. It's probably a two-way tie between fall and spring because I love fall just for the weather cooling off, but then I love spring because it'd be easier just to say which one do you hate, and that's winter. I absolutely despise and hate winter.
Hate winter. Me too. I don't like winter at all. I'm excited it's starting to warm up, but it's been raining in Nashville for like a week.
Yeah. I like it long enough for duck season, and once I can't go out and shoot any ducks, then get that cold weather on out.
Then you're done. What are 3 things on your bucket list?
Well, I think it kind of goes back to touring and stuff. So, I would love to obviously do a show or do a song or have a song recorded by George Strait. So let's just say George Strait. That's just
George Strait.
I'd love to have a #1 single on the big boy, Billboard media-based charts.
Okay.
And I guess the overall would be to have like an actual overall headlining arena tour because, I mean, that's kind of the top of the
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you do that, you're kind of on top of the world career-wise. There's not much higher to go if you're able to succeed that. So that's just throwing it out there. Best situation.
Put it out there. You got to speak it into existence. Okay. So number 63, we have 10 questions left.
Hey, it's going by faster than we thought.
It is. Okay. Who is one person in your life that you would nominate for The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
No, I hate that stuff. Thank God. I'm gonna give props on my girlfriend here.
Okay.
Lane is like me and thinks those shows are the dumbest things ever, and I'm so glad because I've dated girls that got all into that, and I literally just wanted to rip my eyes and ears out. I was like, I can't believe the little, like literally, we are like, remember that movie Idiocracy?
No.
Go watch it, and then go watch those stupid shows.
Okay, I mean, I think they're stupid. My little sister refuses to watch them. My roommate loves it, so we watch it. It's on in our house, but...
It goes back to me to the social media thing of like, remember the Brad Paisley song Celebrity about how all these people are famous for no reason at all? That's the way I look at shows like that. I'm like... You're literally flaunting yourself on TV, throwing yourself. I love him. You met him 3 days ago. Shut up. Like, no, you don't.
So you wouldn't nominate any of your friends for this?
None. Like, unless I hated them and wanted to send them through some kind of torture. No. No. Ban those shows. Get rid of them. I hate it.
Okay. Well, good thing they're paused right now and there's no recording of them. Oh my gosh. Okay. Question 64. Do you recharge with people or do you recharge alone, away from people?
Man, it depends on which side of me we're talking about. There definitely it's a point where you're touring and going nonstop, and I do, that minute alone is great. So yes, but then also too, like, are you talking about the side of the career where like, it's funny. I had this talk with somebody who's like, man, your ego is like y'all feed off people, and it's like, but not in a bad way, but.
Mm-hmm.
People showing up and cheering and showing you that they love you and your music, well, that shows us that we're doing what we're supposed to do, like the right way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, yeah, I love for people to show up. I love, people all the time like, man, you just sit and talk to everybody. Well, yeah, like y'all are letting me do what I love for a living. Now, do I get to a point where I'm sick of talking to people? Yeah, but everybody does. But no, I mean, the day that no one shows up and no one cares and no one wants to meet you or talk to you, then it's kind of like, well, something's not working right. So
Right.
it's two-way street there. But
Okay.
yeah, when I do hit that limit, it's like, okay, please, everyone go away and let me sleep.
Let me be alone. Okay, what's your favorite George Strait song?
Man, I always get asked that. So playing live, I love Unwound because
Okay.
I don't know why. I just love that song, that beat to it. Just, I can be some shows where I'm just not feeling it, and then all of a sudden I play that, and I'm like ready to freaking kick a screen down. But as far as listening to, I go through stages. I think I wear myself out on a song and have to pick another one. But
Yeah.
for some reason, I'm in love with Nobody in His Right Mind Would Have Left Her.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It just, the lyrical side to it, that melody, it just, I don't know, the song just gets me.
I like He Must Have Really Hurt You Bad.
I love that song.
That's a good one. I feel like that's one that most people overlook or they forget about.
Yeah, well, because it was just an album cut.
Yeah.
No, I love that song.
Okay. What's your favorite brand of jeans?
Wrangler. I know that sounds cliche, but it is.
Favorite brand of hats? A cowboy hat.
I've never really like had an absolute favorite. Lane's dad actually gave me one of her. Is it Greeley?
Maybe.
Hat Works. I'm so terrible. I should know exactly how to pronounce it. And so like I'm taking pride in that because I know like it's a big deal for a cowboy to give you his hat. So right now, whatever that is my favorite hat. But I'm going to be the cliche guy that always goes, I just always worn the George Strait ones because George Strait's my hero and that's the hat I like. So this is my first non-George Strait hat.
Oh, man. Where do you shop for most of your clothes at?
Online.
Cool.
Now, it's weird. Like I would rather go online because I hate going to stores. But for some reason, like every time I buy stuff, I can buy the same pair of jeans, buy like 3 pair of the exact same, and they don't ever show up fit the same. So
that's true.
For some reason, because of convenience, I've been going to Cavender's a lot just because it's close to where I'm at. But I don't know, any Western store. But if I can just get it offline. Boot Barn's good too. There's usually not one closer to me than a Cavender's.
You kind of cut out.
Oh, it might be. I realized I was doing this with the phone, so I was trying to sit it steady. I probably could.
Okay, we're almost done. Do you listen to the radio? That's my next question.
Oh, you're good. Sometimes there's a reason I moved to Texas. I mean, no offense to any of my buddies that are out there, but I'm not a big fan of this pop sounding country that's not country. So usually if I do listen to the radio, it lasts about 5 minutes before I'm just pissed off and can't take it anymore. So, but yes, I try to just to see what's going on and to like keep up with music and like where things are going. But I don't know. It kills me because it's always like, you got to listen to what's current so you can stay with what's out there. But a lot of times what's current puts me in a bad mood.
What's your favorite most memorable concert you've been to? George Strait.
Been to.
Yeah, as a fan.
I feel weird saying memorable here because I was 3 years old. So I can't say I truly remember the concert, but my folks took me to see him when I was 3, and that was the one that made me go, that's what I want to do.
That's it.
And so, I mean, as far as like life-changing, that kind of thing, it'd be that one. But as far as the most memorable concert I've ever been to, it would be, I can't remember the year, but it was the Randy Rogers Wade Bowen show in Nashville.
Ooh. Wait, where was it at?
I can't remember the name of the place. It was the municipal.
Yes, I think so. I was there. It was like probably 4 years ago.
That sounds about right. And the reason being was I remember Granger Smith was the talk of the town, and he was doing his first big show at Exit In. And everyone was talking about that. And I remember a friend of mine, I was supposed to go on home for Thanksgiving. I was going to go ahead and head on home that night. And my friend Jenny talked me into going to that show instead. And I remember Wade got up there, and I think he was a little drunk. And he kind of made a snide little comment, kind of making fun of the Granger show. Because, that's back when Granger had made that comment about the minor leagues in Texas and this and that. Mm-hmm. And Wade had told a story about how, like, he had called Randy and was like, what's the highest you've ever made it on the chart? And he was like, 38 or something like that. He's like, I'm at 36, and hung up on him. And then he said that, Randy called him a few months later. He was like, what'd you get to, 36? He's like, yeah. He goes, 34, and hung up on him. And he goes, at the end of the day, I realized that, like, we're over here arguing and bitching about songs that weren't even truly hits, but here we are selling out concerts, doing things our way and not catering to what people want us to do.
Yeah.
And that was the day that the light bulb clicked off in my head that I went, okay, you mix that in with the Daryl Singletary conversation to where, like, I heard it, but I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. That was the day that I truly went, okay, thank God for Jenny for making me stay and go to this concert. And thank you, Wade, for saying what you just said. I mean, that was the moment. I mean, I remember driving that next day. That's about the time that I found Cody Johnson. And I mean, all I did was listen to Cody's. I mean, I did. The first time I heard Me and My Kind, I remember running out and going, why is he getting to do what I'm told I'm not allowed to do? And I think I listened to nothing but that record for like 6 months straight, just trying to unbrainwash myself. And so that next day is when it hit me. I was like, well, isn't Trent Willmon producing him? And so I went and started listening to all of Trent stuff. And
Trent has good stuff.
Trent is the man. Like, I know I name drop him so much, and yes, because he is a freaking badass.
I think I might be his #1 fan. Like, I could start his fan club.
I mean, there were times that, like, I'd see his number calling my phone, and I'd get kind of giddy, just Trent's calling me. And so, I mean, now, I always say it's like he's like the big brother I never knew I had. But but anyway, yeah, that concert led me to that, and I really started diving into those Trent records, and just it made me start paying attention to lyric again, and really started trying to. I mean, it did. There's a lot of people around that time that the bro country thing was huge, and we were forced into it. And I know I was chasing the industry like crazy. I mean, I was writing songs and singing songs I was so embarrassed of, and so that was anyway. Back to your question, that concert, because that was the day that I went, screw this, I'm getting back to me.
I like that. I like Wade and Randy are my favorite live albums. Like when you're like hold my beer and watch this, their albums together, they're so good.
Which, speaking of, I love that new song Rodeo Clown. I thought that was one of the funniest damn songs I've heard in a long time.
That was Ross Cooper. Do you know him?
Yeah.
I think you covered that. I'm a big Ross Cooper fan too.
Did he? Well,
yeah.
So I was tickled to death, and I looked on, because Flowers got added on to the Texas Now playlist on Spotify, and I looked at my songs. I can't remember if it's right before or right after, but it's right there next to Rodeo Clown, and I was like,
oh my gosh. Okay, we got 2 questions left. Where do you see yourself?
We should make up some more.
Oh, it took me a long time to make up 73. I took half of them from Vogue and what they asked their people. But then I had to make up some that were, like, more fitting for, like...
Yeah, what we do.
Yeah. Because some of them were, like, a lot of, like, blogger questions.
Yeah, you can't ask that kind of stuff in Texas.
No, not in Texas. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Man, that kind of goes back to that question you said earlier about short-term and long-term goals. I mean, shooting for the stars, selling out arenas, but I don't know. I would love to just say that within 10 years that I'm able to be selling out the $2,000 to $5,000 venues. I mean, $2,000 to $5,000 people.
That's pretty good too.
I hope in 10 years I'm making more than $2,000 to $5,000. No, I'd love to know that we're playing places like Billy Bob's and stuff like that and selling them out consistently. I mean, that's a realistic goal that I think we could be doing.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a good goal. How do you want to be remembered? This is your last question. Question number 73. How do you want to be remembered?
You know, I remember having a conversation with somebody, and this is no knock onto a lot of different artists or people in Nashville, but I remember having somebody when I was in the middle of having this, like, come to Jesus with myself moment, I get back to my roots, and they said, there's a lot of people that just want to be famous, and then there's some people that truly do it because they love something. I want to be remembered as a guy that stood tooth and nail trying to keep traditional country music alive and didn't alter, didn't cave in, didn't end up cutting songs to, I keep going to Daryl Singletary, but I remember at his memorial service at the Ryman that day, they were talking about him. They talked about his legacy and how just Daryl will always be remembered as someone that stood to his guns, no matter how much it hurt him, helped him, or whatever. And if they can say the same thing about me, then I'll be tickled to death.
Awesome. Okay, that was 73 questions.
Man, early in truth, I looked at my phone. It's like it's been an hour and 10 minutes. It doesn't feel like it.
That was a lot of questions. Where can everyone follow you, keep up with you, and what do you have coming up?
Yeah, so davidadambyrnes.com, which I'm sure you'll have it listed, but Byrnes is how you spell it. It's got the links to any and everything that you could possibly need, but obviously, Spotify, Apple Music, every music site there is. Facebook, I can't talk. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. We're on it. The tour dates obviously are on the main website, and bands in town, all that good stuff. But anywhere you would normally find a music site, music person, we're there. So.
Woo! All right, thank you for hanging out with me during the quarantine and answering 73 questions.
Well, thank you for having me. I got to do something besides play Madden today because I can't clean the house anymore. So.
That's where I'm at. I can't clean anymore. I got a new desk, got a new chair. I ordered a new rug. I'm going to go pour during the quarantine.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, somebody must still have income coming in.
I'm going to go pour. It's fine. It'll be fine. All right. You can follow Inside the Noize at Inside the Noize with the Z, Spotify, Apple, all the socials. All right, that's it.
That Cadillac in the driveway hadn't moved in 18 days. That dresser full of clothes I bought, just takes up space. And that jewelry on the vanity, it lays around in vain. When I look around at all I see, the girl had everything, but she only wanted flowers. It's the little things that matter. All the pretty things money brings didn't mean a thing to her. Yeah, I gave her what I thought she needed, but I missed the forest for the trees, and now I'm sitting there without her. Why couldn't I see she only wanted flowers? Last thing we did together was tear each other apart, splitting everything down the middle, from the end back to the start. Well, she looked down at that diamond ring and broke down in the hall. When her tears fell on the marble, she said, baby, keep it on. 'Cause she only wanted flowers. It's the little things that matter. Yeah, all the pretty things that money brings didn't mean a thing to her. Yeah, I gave her what I thought she needed, but I missed the forest for the trees, and now I'm sitting here without her. Why couldn't I see she only wanted flowers? She only wanted flowers. It's the little things that mattered. All the pretty things that money brings didn't mean a thing to her. I gave her what I thought she needed, but I missed the forest for the trees, and now I'm sitting here without her. Why couldn't I see? Why couldn't I see? She only wanted flowers.